energy, but it's also linked to our creativity, sexuality, sensuality. So really our hips and our hip area, when we find that balance in our sacral chakra, we feel like life just flows. We allow creativity, we allow things in life to just come in and flow. We maybe pursue hobbies, always using that creative, feminine side of our energy. Because regardless, female or masculine, we both have feminine and masculine energy. So that's a bit about our sacral chakra. So this is going to be a very creative, flowy hip opening class. So let's start by laying down on our backs. We're going to practice just very slightly, and you can continue this type of breath throughout the entire practice, or continue it out right now through our grounding. But basically, what we're going to do is a technique called cooling breath. So for now, just start tuning into your body, to your natural rhythm of your breath. So to practice this cooling breath, we're going to roll our tongue or curl our tongue, thinking like you're creating a little tube or a straw with your tongue. And then, listen, nobody is watching you, so the tongue,
you all are watching
you open
me.
up your lips slightly, and like you have a little straw that you're sipping air from. Now, not everyone can roll their tongues. So if this is your case, if you're unable to roll your tongue, then just create a small little O shape with your lips. So we're going to, and this is one of the only breathwork techniques in yoga where we actually inhale through our mouth. So we're going to inhale through our mouth, slightly hold it, and then exhale through our nose.
Oh.
This technique really helps you calm your mind, release tension. It really creates emotional balance and ease.
Do we go for one take on
Bringing
all
our
of this?
awareness to our hips.
Let's go for it.
Perhaps continuing on with our cooling technique breath, or releasing and just tuning into your natural breath. Feel as with each inhale, we are sending love, kindness, understanding into our body. thinking to yourself, when was the last time I allowed myself to be fully creative? To express my feelings? And to let my life flow just with the natural current, just like water. Closing off with some affirmations for our sacral chakra. I honor and respect my body. I embrace my creativity and allow it to flow freely. And finally, I allow myself to enjoy life fully. Starting to bring back some awareness into our body by wiggling our fingers, toes, bringing
My
hands
feet are cold.
overhead for a big, big stretch, tickling the feet of the person behind you. Just kidding, maybe not. And rolling over to one side of the mat. wrap around our shoulders and begin opening up in big, big circles, following your breath. And on to the other side. Taking your feet wherever you're at and creating a diamond shape, so connecting our soles. It could be a big, big diamond, bringing your feet closer for a smaller, narrow diamond, whichever position is comfortable for you. And let's begin to do a little butterfly flutter. Start opening up those hips. Could be a very slow, sleepy butterfly, or maybe your butterfly just had some kratom and it's just like flying all over the place. And releasing that. Let's place our palms on our knees. And we're going to do some little spinal rotations. So as we exhale, we're going to move all the way forward, and then as we inhale, we come back. So imagine that your spine and your body is drawing like an O shape, following your breath, giving that mobility to your spine. And going around on the opposite direction. And on your next exhale, coming back to a neutral. Taking a big inhale and exhale, falling forward. Remembering to keep our backs flat. It does not matter where we're at, wherever you feel that stretch of your body. So feeling like our spine just becomes very
I'm not gonna
long.
lie, this morning
And
I
we're
feel
being
pretty
drawn
anxious,
from
so
our
I'm curious to
hearts
see how I feel
down to the
afterwards.
floor. And then your next exhale, coming back up. Taking our legs, rotating them all the way to our back and coming flat on our bellies. Hands can come parallel to our side. Maybe you can even create a little pillow. We're going to take that right leg and extend it out on an angle for a half frog pose. And then just releasing down to our mats. For a bit of an extra stretch, we can place our hands, palms grounding on our mat up to a little sphinx, or bringing those palms next to our chest and very slowly rising up. Just remember to listen to your body, your lower back, inner thigh, knee, wherever you're at is perfect. And slowly releasing down. And taking that left arm and extending it all the way out to a T. We're going to be rotating our bodies over to the left, very gently. So it can start as a slight press windshield wipers with our legs. And when you're ready, extending that right leg out, taking a bend to our left for our half frog on the other side. And releasing down to the mat.
This is a weird one for me that I don't really feel, at least in my leg.
Again, for a bit of an extra stretch, you can come up to a sphinx with your forearms planted down or planting our palms a little bit further next to our chest and coming up. And slowly releasing back down. Extending that right arm now out to a T and slowly pushing off our body with our left hand, perhaps even flipping over that left leg. And coming back to center. Again, doing some little windshield wipers out. Planting our palms next to our chest, slowly pushing up and back into a child's pose. Leaving our hips where they are, walking our hands all the way to the right outer side of our mat. So it's still within our child's pose, but we're creating a deep, big stretch on that left side of our body. Walking your hands all the way to the opposite side. Coming back towards the middle, making our way to a tabletop position. So stacking our knees below our hips, our wrists below our shoulders, and just taking a moment to start releasing any movement, any energy that you feel. So what is your body telling you?
I want to scream.
Perhaps doing some horseshoes around in one direction or onto the other. Maybe even closing your eyes. Just allowing your body to naturally move. Release any tension, any energy.
Ah, that's too close.
Ready, leaning back at a neutral tabletop to move through some cat-cows. So as we inhale, we open up our chest, gaze up towards the sky, our belly drops, and as we pushing away that mat with your palms and gazing through your thighs. Following some rounds of cat-cows again, to your own pace, to your own breath. Just connecting with that fluidity and movement of your spine and your breath. On your next inhale, coming back to a neutral tabletop. Let's take that right foot all the way to the outer side of our mat with the help of our hands, walking up towards a gate pose. As we exhale, just releasing our shoulders a bit down. Opening up all the way over to the right. All the way over to the left. Coming back to center, planting our palms back down and shifting our weight with our hips all the way back.
Oh my God, my knee. Felt like gravel.
Shifting our hips up, taking that right foot all the way to the outer side of the left. Right hand rises up for a supported wild thing. Coming back to our neutral tabletop, giving those hips a little shake off. Left leg extends out, planting that foot onto the outer side and rising up. Falling all the way over to the left. And over to the right. Coming back to the center, planting our palms and shifting our weight back. Coming back up, planting or grounding from that right hand, taking that left foot over to the right side for a supported wild thing. Coming back to our tabletop, again giving it a little shake. Tucking our toes, lifting from our tailbone all the way up towards the sky for a downward facing dog. Taking a moment here to pedal our dog or walk our dog. Taking slight bends on each side of your knees, maybe even shifting your weight from side to side, moving your hips around, just creating a bit of an extra stretch. Gazing forward towards the palm of your hands, walking your feet over Nodding your head yes, nodding your head no. Very slowly starting to rise up vertebra by vertebra, allowing your head to be the very last to raise. Taking a big inhale as we roll our shoulders back, picking up our palms to the front of our mat, and exhale. Inhaling through our nose, exhaling through our mouth. On the next inhale, bringing our arms up towards the sky, and exhale, falling forward. Lifting halfway, so bringing our palms under our knees or over our knees, the flat back, and falling forward one more time. Bending our knees as much as needed so we can plant our palms on our mats, and then stepping or hopping back into a plank pose, or lowering down those knees for a supported plank. Shifting your weight forward, lowering halfway, bringing our heart through into our downward facing dog. Bringing our toes to touch. Right leg rises up. Take a little bend to that knee, creating some circles, opening up our hips in one direction. And on to the other. Bringing that foot all the way over to the left. Right hand rises up for a full wild thing. Coming back up to our three-legged dog. Gazing forward to the palms of our hands. Planting that right foot in between our palms, lowering down that back leg. Shifting our weight all the way forward. With the help of our hands, walking our hands back, extending that right leg for a half split. One more time, shifting our weight all the way forward. Coming back to a neutral, planting that right foot down, tucking that back toe, and very slowly rising up to our crescent. Can you sink a little lower on your next exhale? Rising up, planting that back foot, finger, shifting forward and reverse. And back for warrior two as we shift forward into a supported side angle. So using that forearm on our right leg, not dumping into it, just for extra support. That back arm tries to reach the front of the mat.
You can make it harder by doing this. Look at that.
Cartwheeling our hands down to frame that right foot again. Stepping back into a plank and moving through our chaturanga, or finding our way into a downward facing dog. Releasing our knees and shifting our weight back down into a child's pose. Perhaps even opening up our legs wide enough that our knees are even falling to the outside of our mat for a wide-legged child's pose. Very slowly making your way back to your downward facing dog. Shifting your gaze forward in between your palms. Walk or hop your feet to the front of the mat and fall forward. Very slowly rising up. Taking a few big inhales through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale it out. As we inhale, arms open up towards the sky. Exhale, falling forward. Lifting halfway. And falling forward. Planting our palms to our mat, stepping or hopping back into a high plank or supported plank with our knees down. Shifting our weight forward, slowly coming down halfway into our upward facing dog and rising to a downward facing dog. Walking our feet a little bit so our toes touch. Left leg rises up, taking a little bend and doing those scorpion or fire hydrant circles in one direction and on to the other. Let's take that left foot and drop it all the way on the outer side of our mat, grounding from our right hand. Left hand rises up as we turn around for a wild thing. our three-legged dog. And planting that left foot in between our palms, lowering down that back knee, and shifting your weight all the way forward. Walking our hands back, extending that left leg into a half split. Shifting forward our weight one more time. Shifting our weight back to a neutral. Tucking from that back toe and slowly rising up. On your next exhale, can you sink just a little bit lower? Opening up forward towards the right, planting that back foot, keeping front foot bent into a warrior two. Gazing through that front middle finger, shifting forward and reversing. Coming back to our warrior two, and as you shift forward, bringing that forearm over that left leg, right hand tries to reach the front of the mat. Bringing our hands down to frame that foot, stepping back into our plank, and moving through our chaturanga or making our way to a downward facing dog. Releasing down to our knees for a child's pose. back with our right foot, opening over to the side. Having our feet come wider than hip width distance apart, hinging from our hips and falling forward for a wide-legged forward fold. Using our breath here to feel the release of the tension in the back of our thighs, and our lower back, neck.
Ooh.
On your next exhale, can you sink a little bit deeper? Very slowly starting to rise up. Shifting our toes to face the front of our mat. Perhaps even taking a little hopper step from that back foot. And slowly falling forward for a pyramid pose. So keeping our legs extended, creating kind of like an opposite V. Walking that right foot up towards the front of your mat and falling forward. Very slowly starting to rise up. Pulling back our shoulders as we inhale and exhale it out. This time stepping back that left foot, opening up towards the left side of our mat, hinging from our hips.